What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean Peter Blunt guy. Hey! And we are back with another One Piece reaction. And as you guys could assume, right? It seems like we're going into the Elbaf arc, right? And Preach, Marshall D. Preach, I guess he's sensing a little death flags going into this arc, right? So the title of this video is One Piece announces anime's uh most insane tournament arc ever. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Comment down below your thoughts on the video or what I have said. What did I miss? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know down in the comments. Also, follow me on Twitch so you guys can engage with me in real time while I am live. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook if you're trying to get at me directly. And join the Discord. The Discord is also another place you can get at me directly. It's probably the best place. It's usually where I'm the most active at. And if you want to send me content such as the video we are watching today, I have a channel in the Discord where you guys can send it to me. Or if you want to be part of a future discussion stream, you know, or just want to join a random stream that I'm having like a VC in, make sure you are part of the Discord. All right, now anyway, Marshall D. Preach, as I said, I guess he senses some death flags. The name of this video is One Piece announces anime's most insane tournament arc ever. So it's kind of giving me, I mean, he's kind of blatant with it, right? He's kind of saying that Elbaf is going to be a tournament arc. I don't want to say he's giving me vibes that he's intending that this is a tournament arc. He's blatantly saying that in the title of the video that this is going to be the most insane tournament arc ever. So I guess Preach is getting this idea that Elbaf is going to be a tournament arc. I don't know. I don't think so. I low key don't think so. I don't think we're going to get all the heavy hitters and heavy players in Elbaf. I think that's more going to be for the arc that we go to Laugh Tale. I think that's going to be arc we get maybe some Blackbeard, some Luffy, maybe some Shanks, maybe Blackbeard killing Shanks, maybe all that good stuff. I don't know, but Elbaf arc, I don't think so. I don't know. I think Oda's been setting Elbaf up for something different, right? Something different. We could get a return of Big Mom in this arc, or maybe even if she's not physically in this arc, her presence might still be known in this arc, right? Because of her history in Elbaf with Mother Caramel, with Loki, right? We know that Big Mom was supposed to marry off, was it Lola? Big Mom was supposed to marry off Lola to Loki, right? But Lola ended up running away, and I guess that kind of broke that potential alliance with Big Mom and Elbaf, right? We also know that Big Mom lived in Elbaf for some time with Mother Caramel before, what she did to Mother Caramel and the other orphans, right? So, as well as some of the stuff she had with some of Elbaf's leaders as a child when she actually ended up killing one of the leaders and was pretty much, exiled from Elbaf. So Big Mom has a heavy history with Elbaf. So I could assume that when we get to Elbaf, we learn more about that history, or it comes up somehow, right? It comes up somehow, even if she's not physically there. Now, it would make more sense if she's physically there, but if she's not, because we don't really know what happened, after Wano, we don't know what happened with Big Mom and Kaido. Some people think that Big Mom might use Kaido to survive, right? Like take some of Kaido's life force. I don't know. I don't know if she could. Like her what we know of her ability is it works off fear. Like she scares you, she puts fear in you, and then once you're afraid of her, she can extract the soul. Now, maybe Kaido being near death, maybe that makes him vulnerable to Big Mom's ability as well. It's possible. I don't know. But if fear is necessary for her to extract your soul, then I don't know if she's gonna be able to extract Kaido's soul. Because even if he's dying, I don't know if he is gonna have any fear. Maybe the fear, unless he has like a fear of death, and I don't think that's really Kaido, right? I don't think that's how Kaido, a man who's been trying to kill himself, fearing death when he's on death's door. It just kind of doesn't make sense. So I don't know how she takes Kaido's soul and survive. I don't think, me personally, I don't know if either of them dies. I think they both might end up surviving, and we might see them later. For Big Mom, Elbaf would make sense, right? So there's that. Also, we know that Kid is on Elbaf, or right now he's outside of Elbaf, but he's going to be in Elbaf, I'm sure, by the time Luffy gets there. So there's also that, right? Kid's purpose in Elbaf. You know, is he among this free for all that Preach is going to be talked about? I would think so. I would, if there is going to be indeed a free for all, I would think that Kid would be involved, especially if it's going to be at Elbaf, because Kid is a big deal. Kid is built up as a big deal in the series. He's built as Luffy's peer, right? One of Luffy's peer, him and Law, Luffy's peer. That's why they all have what, like a $3 billion berry bounty. Even though to me that didn't make sense, that Kid and Law would both have an equal bounty to Luffy. You know what I mean? Because Luffy was at like what, 1.5 billion at one point, before they even, when they were still in the hundreds of millions or hundreds of million berry bounty, right? So Luffy was kind of ahead of him. So it doesn't make sense that Luffy accomplished the same thing that they did in taking down a Yonko, but yet he has a smaller increase than they do. Like, they had a bigger jump than he did, right? Because he was at 1.5. I think Kid was at like, they were both in the hundreds of millions, but when they all increased, he had a shorter jump because, you know, he was already closer to that 3 billion. When they were much further from that 3 billion, but yet they all increased the 3 billion. So I thought that was kind of unfair. And plus he defeated Kaido alone, or he finished off Kaido alone when it took both of them to beat Big Mom. So if anything, their increase should have been a lot smaller than Luffy's. You know what I mean? Like, if they're going to rise up to 3 billion, he should have jumped up to at least like 3.5 billion or even 4 billion. I don't know. I think he was kind of cheated, personally. I'm just saying personally. But yeah, so Preach thinks that we're going to have some Battle Royal tournament in Elbaf. So let's get into the video. And shout out to Melon King. What is good, Melon King? Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Let's get into it, though. Hold on, let me. You say you feel sick again? Damn, bro. Is it the same sickness that you was feeling? Is it the Rona? Is it that Rona getting to you? Hold on. You said, I don't know, but I feel like I'm going to throw up. Did you feel like you was going to throw up when you had the Rona. Maybe it's a different sickness. Maybe you ate something. Maybe you ate something bad, you know. You gotta be careful what you eat, you know. Something that was, you know, I mean, you could have a stomach virus or something. I don't know, you know. All right, let's get into this video though.
Tournament arc, a Yonko pirate battle for the One Piece between Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy. Today we're going to be breaking down the future of One Piece's endgame, as Ichiro Oda himself has come out and confirmed that One Piece will last longer than many people have predicted. He also hints at major debts that will—
Alright, so in his tournament, he only named Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy. When did this come out? Let me see when this video came out. This came out 3 weeks ago. So I want to say this came out before the chapter we got Kid outside of Elbaf. I want to say that chapter came out about 2 weeks ago. So that being the case, I'm guessing that you know that's why he left Kid out of this theory, right? Because we didn't get that when he dropped this video. We didn't get the Kid being at Elbaf here, because I would assume that Kid would be part of this free for all as well, because he is at Elbaf and he is someone I would consider a contestant in this race to become the Pirate King. Like, you know, him and Law as well, but Law's currently dealing with Blackbeard, so I probably wouldn't add him unless Blackbeard brought Law to Elbaf, right? Like if he brought Law and then Law escaped, or Luffy broke Law out, then we could also add Law as well, you know, since Law might potentially be a prisoner of Blackbeard. But for now, you know, Blackbeard would make sense to be part of this, you know, maybe Shanks as well, and Kid, because Kid is at Elbaf. Also Luffy.
will ramp up the stakes to this war for the One Piece. So a big shout out to Library of Ohara for the translations of this message from Oda. I'll make sure to link his channel in the description. Now let's get into this huge and exciting One Piece news. To everyone attending Jump Festa as well as everyone else tuning in, hello, this is the world famous idol Ichiro Uta. Kidding. Now then, this year the Wano Country saga finally ended, and while the manga's been plenty busy, Film Red also became a massive box office hit. So it's been one mind-blowing year. All One Piece staff members were cheering of joy. Uta-chan's upcoming Red and White TV tour will be airing for the following days as well, so I hope you can enjoy it. Also, the trading card game actually turned out to be
Uta-chan's upcoming Red and White TV tour. What is she get, like a spinoff? She get a spinoff or something? Like Uta? Bro, like all the spinoffs Oda could do, and he gonna give us a Uta spinoff. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he meant, a TV tour. Like, it's going to be like a series of episodes of with Uta singing, or I don't know. That what else would a TV tour be? I mean, bro, we could get so many other types of stuff, but you giving us a TV tour? What?
pretty fun. Right before this, I asked my editors, give me the rare cards, but they told me that's a desire not even the likes of us can be granted access to. What the hell? This long story has already been going on for over 25 years, and recently I've noticed that more and more younger readers are getting into it, which makes me happy. I know I've been saying Final Saga this and Final Saga that, but I'm not going to end it as quickly as I'm making it sound, so I'd recommend not overstressing it and just reading comfortably. Next year, the game that's been
Bro, I'm kind of like I love Ichiro Oda, Goda, aka Goda. You know, I love that man, and you know we gotta protect this man at all costs. But he low key annoy me. He low key kind of annoy me, bro. Like sometimes I just wish Oda would just shut up, bro. Like I love Oda, but it's like sometimes I wish he'd shut up, bro. And I don't say that bad, but. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes I feel as though he talks too much, you know, because it's like he's always hyping something up. He's always hypes up art. and a lot of people like it's nothing wrong with hyping up an arc. You should hype up an arc, but he does like he hypes it to a degree where it's like now people's expectations are just like ridiculously high. Like that's how much Oda hypes up arcs, where it's like ridiculously high, and to where it's like it's hard for him to actually execute and live up to that level of expectations. Like the level that he hypes up these arcs and he boosts people's expectations. It's like people's expectations get to a point where they're impossible to satisfy, because a lot of people were disappointed in Wano. Me personally, I wasn't, because I didn't feed into the hype that Oda gave us, right? Like I kind of tune out sometimes when he's like hyping up arcs. I tune it out because then I feel like he's going to just raise my expectations up a little too much, right? I thought Wano was fine, right? Like I didn't like I've talked about my issues with Wano. I didn't like how we got so much set up for Zoro, right? As far as learning more about his potential connection with Wano, right? We got nothing of that sort. Like we got a few stuff about Hyogoro, like saying, "Oh, he reminds me of Ushimaru Shimotsuki, and he reminds me of Ryuma. Like he looks just like the one-eyed samurai Ryuma. That's it. Like we got that level from Hyogoro when he's connecting Zoro with Ryuma and Ushimaru Shimotsuki. But then after that, we got nothing else. Like I remember Zoro telling Hiyori that he wanted to go see Ryuma's grave. We didn't get that. Now maybe Oda is saving that for the anime. I don't know. You know, now I'm kind of hoping maybe that's why he didn't give it to us in the manga. You know, maybe it's gonna be filler, but like canon filler potentially. I would hope, right? But we didn't get any of that. Also, the Kaido talking hyping up hockey, but then he never gave us anything about hockey, you know. And we didn't get no Kaido awakening, right? No Kaido devil fruit awakening. There's like little stuff I feel as though Oda never got us or gave us that he kind of built up for it in this arc that he never actually followed on, and it kind of annoyed me. And a lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were upset by how Kaido got defeated by like Luffy punching him, and Oda saying it wasn't going to finish in a punch or something like that. To me, that didn't really matter too much. I really wasn't tripping because like Luffy, like what was people expecting Luffy to do a Kamehameha wave or something, or a spirit bomb? I mean, usually Luffy defeats people with punches and kicks. It's just how he fights. He's not going to defeat him with a sword slash. He doesn't fight with swords. Like, so I don't really know what people was expecting. You know what I mean? But again, that's kind of Oda's fault because he's the one that said Luffy wasn't going to beat Kaido with a punch. But yet, that's exactly how he beat Kaido. But yeah, so I just sometimes wish Oda would just tone it down by how much he hypes up these arcs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to hype everything all to holy hell. Just execute, bro. Just say, hey, this is going to be a good arc, and execute. You know, like, you don't got to, like, talk about the arc, like, a bunch of times, and, you know, and then people are expecting something on damn near impossible to deliver on. You know what I mean?
Development, One Piece Odyssey will finally release, and the One Piece Hollywood live action is making progress. For now, we have the base footage of season 1, so much went on behind the scenes, but if I'm being honest, the most worried person in the world that this will actually turn out good is me, but it does look amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have much I don't have much optimism for the live action. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a bit, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bit nihilistic in some sense. I don't really get hyped for anime games. I don't get hyped for anime live action like translations, because to me it's just, I feel as though anime is hard to translate into live and anime like action, right? I think that's what makes anime good at being animated, right? And video games, every time I get hyped for an anime video game, I'm always disappointed, bro. Like not once have an anime video game like exceeded my expectations. You know, and I usually have very low expectations for them, right? And they still don't exceed my expectations. Like sorry, I know a lot of y'all love the games and a lot of y'all want to really get hyped for the live action. That's why on my channel I don't really talk much about the live action or the video games, because it's just I don't get hyped for them. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to get hyped for them, and I don't want to fake it like I'm getting hyped for the live action in the video game. I don't want to fake it in order for content purposes. You know what I mean? So because then it's just me faking it, and that might just be too obvious.
Amazing. And finally, for the future of the One Piece manga, no way, that person and that person are going to be fighting? That's the type of story you can expect. If I were to give it a title, I'd call it a free-for-all battle royale. I hope no one dies. Please look forward to the One Piece series this following year, like always.
Yeah, I do remember this. I do remember him stating this, but I didn't get the vibe that it was going to be an Elbaf. I got it that it was going to be more closer to arriving at Laugh Tale. You know, like when he said a free for all battle royal. I got that more like along the lines as after Elbaf. You know.
Okay, that's a lot to cover. First, let's start out with Oda addressing the rumors that the One Piece story would be ending soon. He's essentially coming out clean, specifying how this is a marketing campaign. Final Saga and Wano Hype were great ways of getting newer viewers into the series, whether through FOMO or simply just straight up hype, with these being the most important and exciting arcs and sections of One Piece. Now that people know that Luffy still has not become the Pirate King, he still hasn't found a One Piece yet, it's the perfect time to catch up to the series to witness the ending of the legendary story with everyone else. I cannot stress how exciting this news is and how happy it makes me for multiple reasons. First, just from a fan perspective, I love that Oda is clarifying that he's going to take his time and isn't going to rush the final saga. Even if he does want to end it, he wants to do that right. I think he may have thought that it would be good to start wrapping things up, but when sitting back and looking at the scope of the world and story he's created over the last couple of decades, Oda may have been taken aback, remembered all the characters, all the mysteries, all the fights and storylines he still has to fit into the end of the story. As for
Kizaru versus Shanks. What? I wouldn't be mad at it though. I wouldn't be mad at it.
certain characters, I'm sure he wants to do them justice they deserve. I'm not just talking about the Straw Hats, but also characters like Shanks, Dragon, Mihawk, Blackbeard, and many other world government and marine characters who have not been fully fleshed out yet and have not had the time to showcase why they are so hyped. We still don't know much about Dragon, Blackbeard, and Shanks, so using them as examples, it would be disappointing if we didn't see Dragon spend some time with Luffy and the Revolutionaries, and same goes for Shanks, who's been hyped up since the
Bro, that's gonna be a hype moment to get like Luffy and Dragon like actually spending time with each other like a father and son, arc where we get like a father and son. You know, like I don't see Luffy be like being all sentimental. I don't see really neither of them being super sentimental to the other. You know, I think it's gonna be like business as usual, but Dragon might want to actually talk to his son though. You know, I could still see Dragon actually wanting to talk to his son and possibly being proud of Luffy, right? Because when you look at Luffy has been disrupting the order of society. He's been disrupting the world government and their plans, and he's been actively going against them. So I could see Dragon being proud of Luffy for it. Like Dragon saying, "Look, that's my son right there. You done challenged the world government. Hey, just be careful, bro. Let's work together. Let's work together on this mission or whatever. So I think it's gonna be a dope dynamic to see them, because we've seen Luffy and Garp have like moments together. And it'd be nice to see Dragon and Luffy. Maybe even at some point Dragon and Garp. Could Garp be the one to save, or could Dragon be the one to save Garp, possibly, from Blackbeard? We know Dragon and Blackbeard has some level of indirect history. Garp or Blackbeard went to Well, I said Dragon and Garp. I meant Dragon and Blackbeard have some indirect history when Blackbeard went to I forget that island that the Revs used to be on, but Dragon went there, and I think the revolutionaries were gone at that point. So, you know, I don't know if Blackbeard has a goal for the revolutions, if he's trying to get a devil fruit from one of them, or if he's trying to like get rid of them, or what his goal is. But Blackbeard went to the Revs Island at one point. For what reason, I don't know. You know what I mean? So there could be some connection with Blackbeard and Dragon, the where Blackbeard needs something from Dragon. So, or I don't know. There could be a connection there, but we know that like Blackbeard could defeat Garp and have Garp prisoners. So how would Dragon act towards Blackbeard having his father hostage, as well as his previous violation of Blackbeard going to his old island and trying to start some stuff with the Revs earlier by going to their island? So I wonder how that's going to play out. You know, I wonder how that's going to play out.
Very first chapter, and we're all just waiting for the day that we can witness his greatness in real time. Then there's the fights. I think every Blackbeard pirate captain's getting their own fight. I think of the red-haired pirates, Mihawk and Zoro, Sabo Dragon, the revolutionaries, the marine admirals, and even possibly the Gorosei. Thinking of how many more fights are likely to come the closer we get to the end game puts into perspective how many more
Blackbeard pirates are going to fight the Straw Hats, man. I'm telling you, it's already you got. Right now, we got Luffy, and then we got 9 crewmates. Is Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Robin, Frankie, Brook, Usopp, Nami, Chopper, right? So it's 9 of them, you know. And Blackbeard has 10 Titanic captains, but there's a seat that's vacant. So he only has 9 Titanic captains, and then including him, then he has himself. So the Straw Hats and the Blackbeard Pirates are already matched up. It's just Straw Hats need that one final member. Blackbeard Pirates need that one final member. I think that the final member for the Straw Hats is going to be Yamato, most likely. I think she is technically going to be part of the crew, even though she stayed in Wano. I think she's going to eventually leave Wano and rejoin with the Straw Hats. And she's going to be there to combat that 10th Titanic captain. Maybe not the 10th. I don't know. But as far as the 10th Titanic captain, who I think that might be, I don't know. I know it's not Aokiji, though. It's not Aokiji, even though he's associated with the Blackbeard Pirates. I kind of have a theory that it could be Marshall D. Teach. And I know a lot of people say how that doesn't even make sense. He's the captain of the pirate crew. Again, you know, if you guys, I think there's a way to it, right? Because there's some theories about Blackbeard having multiple souls. I personally believe that that's the case. I think Blackbeard has multiple souls. One of them being Rox D. Zebek, and I think Rox D. Zebek is going to be the true leader of the Blackbeard Pirates, and Marshall D. Teach is going to be his underling, so he's going to be that 10th title. That's what I believe. That's my speculation. I think I've went into further explanation on that theory, but that's kind of the oversimplification of my belief of that theory that I have. So yeah, I've explained it multiple times before though at this point, so I don't want to go through the whole theory in general.
More characters we have to go before the very end, because with fights like Mihawk and Zoro, Luffy and Blackbeard, I'm guessing there's going to be more than just a couple chapters for these at the very least. So this really excites me to see Oda fully flesh out the ending of One Piece and the ending of Luffy's journey to become the Pirate King. But I also have to admit that as a content creator who makes YouTube videos for fun and as a business, this was great news, because not only does this mean that the One Piece community is going to thrive for years to come, but it's also great for the longevity of this channel, and it means we're going to have a lot more to talk about regarding big
Bro, that's right though. One Piece is definitely the gift that keep giving, because it's like, as a content creator, One Piece is a gold mine, bro. It's a gold mine, because even if you get into One Piece late, bro, like, you got so many episodes to really just, like, if you're a content creator, you could make so many freaking videos. If you just do reaction streams where you just react to every episode or every chapter, as a new fan, bro. As a new fan, you just do one video reacting to every chapter or every episode, bro. That's at least 1,000 videos you coming out with. That's at least 1,000, over 1,000 at this point. But I'm just saying, bro, that's content right there. And especially if you're watching One Piece, like if you're watching with it and you're creating theories, bro, like One Piece is a gold mine, bro. That's why I love this show, bro. Especially as a content creator, that's why I love this show.
Moments, much more theories, and so many more videos for years to come. Me personally, I've never really.
It's like you can't do that with a anime that's only 26 episodes. It's like, bro, like you're literally going to probably make you might make, if you do reactions to something that's 26 episodes, you're going to have like 26 videos, and then maybe some, maybe if you do like another 26 of just theories of predicting the next chapter or the next episode. Not going to get that much content from any other anime. Only other animes you could get probably nearly as much content from is Naruto, maybe Dragon Ball to a degree. I wouldn't say you're going to get nearly as much with Dragon Ball and Bleach, but you'll get a good amount of content with Dragon Ball and Bleach. Maybe Detective Conan, because I think that's a long-running series. Ippo, I forget what's the series? Some Ippo, that the boxing anime, because I know that's a long-running series as well. Maybe
worry
Gundam
too much
series.
about what would happen once One Piece ends, as I've already thought about this and I have an idea for how my content would shift and change eventually, but I do know that many people who focus more on chapter related content have voiced their worries for the future. I have faith that Oda knows exactly what he's doing with the ending, and I predict about 6 to 7 more years until the manga ends, especially with all the breaks. I'd rather Oda take as many breaks as he needs to do it right, and let me know in the comments how much longer do you think the One Piece manga will continue.
Bro, I don't even care at this point. And this is one of those instances I think Oda should just shut up, bro. Like, and I don't want to sound cruel, because if Oda watches this, I don't want him saying this guy's telling me to shut up. But it's just like, you don't gotta keep, because every year he does this. Every year he said, "Oh, well, I'm 3 years from ending the series. I'm 5 years from ending." Every year he says this, and it's always. And then the next time he says something, it's completely contradicts the last time he gave us a time limit. So it's like, bruh, that's why when people was like living by him saying it was going to end in 3 to 5 years, I was like, I don't think so. I don't even take him serious. I don't even listen to those I'm finishing the series in this time frame, because it's like, it's BS, bro. Like, I knew when he said 3 to 5 years, I knew it wasn't going to be nowhere near 3 years, bro. That means we gotta have this final war. We got to go to Laftel. We got to potentially go to Elbaf, because everybody was saying we was going to Elbaf. That's literally, that's 3 things we have to accomplish, right? So if knowing how like Oda stretches out an arc, right? Like usually some of his arcs last at the very minimal a year and a half, and then you gotta look at all the breaks he takes, right? So it's like, bruh, I was always like, when people saying 3 to 5 years, I would always say, well, I would bank on it going closer to the 5 years than the 3 years thing, but we still got 3 things, and we're in Egghead right now. A art we probably didn't even think we was gonna be in, so
for. And by the way, even when Oda does retire from the weekly manga grind, I don't see how he doesn't put the franchise in the trusting hands of the future to carry on his legacy. Kind of like Star Wars, the One Piece world he's created is just so large, and you can explore a vast amount of characters at a much deeper level in different time periods. For example, a Goldie Roger anime or a movie showcasing the fight and history between Kuzan and Sakazuki, or if you want to get really crazy, you could go all the way back to the Void Century and give us a Joy Boy origin story. Even little
I think if Oda did want to wrap this series up and like cause we do have a lot of points that we haven't covered. Like we haven't seen the Shanks and Mihawk fight yet, but I think if Oda wants to kind of gloss over some of those stuff, like some of the fights we haven't seen and some of the mysteries that we haven't unraveled, I think it would be smart of Oda to start creating some spinoffs. You know, like have some spinoffs that cover those things. I've suggested Shanks spinoffs because that will cover a lot of Whitebeard stuff, or not Whitebeard, a lot of Goldie Roger stuff, a lot of Mihawk stuff, a lot of other stuff, right? Like how Yonkos came to be. I think spinoffs would be smart, you know, for the stuff, especially cover stuff that Oda might have missed.
Little things like a 1 or 2 episode glimpse at a fan favorite character like Katakuri or Buggy could be fun. Now, let's dive into the battle royale that Oda hints at here. First off, can I just say that if we get a true One Piece tournament arc before Luffy becomes king of the pirates, even if it's just a battle royale Fortnite style, that will be one of the greatest arcs ever. I'm a huge fan of tournament arcs from Yu Yu Hakusho, Food Wars, the seemingly never-ending supply of Dragon Ball tournaments, which are always fun. You got the tuning exams in Naruto, and pretty much any time a series does a tournament arc, I get excited. It's a tried and tested shonen staple. You might call it a trope, but it's one of those anime tropes that I love so much. I think of the characters that could be included in something like this during the final saga. I mean, just imagine Shanks, Luffy, Zoro, Mihawk, Law, Kid, and Blackbeard all in this battle royale super tournament. Oda really makes it seem like we're gonna have this insane randomizer of battles, and I'm just thinking of the possibilities. Luffy versus Dragon, Zoro versus Sanji. If Zoro and Sanji actually fight, I don't know what I would do. I think Kid and Law could be a cool matchup, Blackbeard and Shanks of course, Kuzan and Sakazuki, and maybe the best fight of all, Buggy versus Usopp. I also think of other Marines that could get involved, like Garp and Sengoku could fight. The possibilities are truly
I don't think this is the direction that Oda is intending to go when he said battle royal. I think whatever this battle royal is going to be, and this is why I don't think it's going to be in Elbaf. I think whatever the battle royal is going to be specifically for the One Piece. I don't think it's going to be like some organized tournament or anything. I think it's going to be a bunch of powerhouses, powerhouse pirates, right? Powerhouse pirates. I think they're all going to be fighting for the One Piece. I think that's what Oda meant when he said battle royal. I still think there's going to be a war as well. I don't think the war and the battle royal is going to be one and the same. The war, I think, is going to be like some pirates versus the world government type thing. I think the battle royal is going to be all the candidates to find the One Piece all vying for position to get the One Piece, right? I don't think Suzuki and Akainu is going to have any play in this battle royal, but again, I don't know. I can't, I'm not Oda, so I can't really say that is going to be the case or he's wrong. Like, I can't say that Preach is for sure wrong. I personally just believe that the battle royal is more for fighting for the One Piece.
Endless. Fujitora and Kizaru, Sanji and Kizaru, Yamato and Orochi. I mean, and now, what if he pops in during the final war? So what I want you guys to do is help me out and comment the best or most hype or even most wacky what if fight you would like to see during the final saga. I will admit that the tournament arc is not guaranteed. It's more likely it's just an all-out war for the One Piece or the 4 poneglyphs or the ancient weapons. But let's entertain the idea of a tournament arc a little longer because I see a few ways that this could play out. And one way is Elbaf. But first, make sure you like the video to help blow this up in the algorithm. And if you
Y'all
aren't
go
subscribed yet, you're going to want to
show
sub and
Preach
hit that
some
bell like
love.
Luffy and Skypiea, because
Go
we've got a
subscribe to this
Rob
channel.
Lucci video, a
Link in the
Yamato video, a
description box.
Whitebeard video, and more huge theories all coming soon. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss them. So Elbaf, the grand land of Norse-inspired giants that Oda's been hyping up and foreshadowing since Little Garden. Did you know that Oda once stated that he was inspired by a children's show about Vikings, and that ever since then he wanted to make a story including Vikings in them? Many people suspect Elbaf is that inspiration come to life in One Piece. We know the Elbaf warriors are a group of warriors who love to fight in battle similar to Vikings, who believe in righteous war, conquering, fighting to their death, earning a way into Valhalla by dying an honorable warrior's death. The area that Elbaf is located is called War Land. I'm not kidding, you can go search it up. And so maybe these islands will be where this chaotic battle royale takes place, with Elbaf at the center. And with the way that Oda's been hyping up Elbaf, setting it up with Vegapunk, Jaguar Sao, Nico Robin, and even Usopp, I really do see the Elbaf arc coming within the next 2 arcs. So Elbaf, the great land of Norse-inspired giants that Oda's been hyping up and foreshadowing since Little Garden. One thing I always wished and hoped for in One Piece was more battles out at sea. I always envisioned naval battles when first getting—
Bro, low-key, I am with you right there, Preach. I am definitely with you. Like, bro, that's one reason why I liked Whole Cake Island. Whole Cake Island was probably one of the only arcs that we've actually seen like a naval battle. Like one of the arcs, the only arc I could think in the post-time skip. I don't think there's no other arcs where we got a naval battle. You know, pre-time skip, have we got like a major naval battle pre-time skip? I mean, Whole Cake Island, I wouldn't say was like a big naval battle, but we did get some. Did get some battle on the sea, on the ocean, right? Like when the fishermen came and helped the Straw Hat Pirates get away, and we had all those ships, bro. And that's one thing that kind of irks me about this series is we got this series about pirates. It's an action series about pirates, but yet we don't get no action on the actual sea. We don't get any ship to ship battle, no naval battle. We don't get a lot of that, right? So I'm hoping in the upcoming battles we get more of that. You know what I mean? So I'm completely, because I like that. I want to see that type of stuff, especially in the pirate anime. I want to see some we battling on the ship. We did get a little of that in Wano as well. Let me scratch what I just said, because now that I think about it, we actually did get some, like on the way to Onigashima, we did get some ship to ship battling, right? When they pulled out that big old ship with those big old artillery cannons, and then Jinbei showed up and made the save. We did get that in Wano, so I take what I said back, but you know, it's nice that Oda is starting to incorporate those in the further along the arcs we do go. So I'm hoping we get a full-on war on the ocean. That would be even better in my opinion, where it's just like we're just having like major fights on ships, like ship to ship or whatever. Like, even though it's that's very tough, I could see, because it's especially when you're dealing with devil fruit users and you dealing with guys who could just decimate ships very easily. That's where I think it's hard for Oda to write naval battles, because you got guys who could destroy ships casually destroy ships. So how are you supposed to have something to actually fight on when everything is always every attack is destroying the ground, the ship underneath you, right? So I could see why Oda doesn't incorporate them that often, especially in the later part of the series, because it's like now every character casually destroys ships. So it's like, how do you fight? How do you have a full-on fight when ships are constantly getting destroyed, you know? And then you eventually going to run out of ships to fight on, and you got a devil fruit user in the middle of this fight. He's going to be screwed, right? So I could see how it's complicated to write like full-on battles with heavy hitters that could casually destroy ships. You know, I could see how that could be a complication.
into One Piece, and I think that without getting these, the concept for a devil fruit user's weakness has been wasted. I want to see Luffy flying across ships, taking out entire armies, kind of like the end of Impel Down, but on a much grander and more epic scale. So I could really see a full-scale war taking up the entire Warland area, but I could also see a Davy Bag style tournament arc. A tournament arc in Elbaf would be perfect because once again, the land of fighting warriors. So you might be wondering, what would the incentive be for this kind of tournament? Well, that could be the final road poneglyph, or the ancient weapon Uranus, or something else completely. There's many other trophies and incentives for the winner, but I think going back to the Colosseum style like Dressrosa and doing it right this time would be perfect. I always liked the idea in Dressrosa, but I think with a better cast and better fights, Oda could actually do it justice. I will say that a more traditional war at sea setting will be more likely, but if these two options aren't how Oda decides to go with it, the final way I see it being executed is if instead of Elbaf, Oda decides a majority of this battle royale will take place at Lodestar or Laugh 2. Imagine everyone arrives at Lodestar Island and there's
that's where I think is going to be the case. I think when Oda said there's going to be a free for all, I was getting the impression that it's not going to be like a tournament style thing. I was getting the idea that they all were going to congregate, and you got a bunch of guys that aren't like allies, and they all want the same thing, and only one person could get it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost right in itself, right? Like the story is almost what Oda said there's going to be a free for all, and we know that Shanks wants the One Piece. We know Blackbeard. I mean, I don't think Blackbeard like said it, right? But I'm pretty sure Blackbeard wants to find the One Piece as well. You know, matter of fact, I think he demanded Law to give him the poneglyph, the road poneglyph rubbing. So yeah, you know, and then Luffy. We also know Law wants to be pirate king, wants to find the One Piece. Kid as well, right? So you got all these different guys who want the same thing. They're all pirates. They're all criminals. Free for all, right? That's what I would think. You know what I mean? As far as a war, I think there will be a war where it's like one faction versus the other. And I think that's going to be a world government versus a pirate alliance. You know what I mean? Led by Luffy. You know what I mean? So those are two major events that I believe are the two major events that's going to be happening soon. But you know, that's just my idea of what's going to happen though.
There's nothing left to do but fight. Yonko crews, Marines, revolutionaries, all facing off, and the last man standing gets all the 4-row poneglyphs and gets to go to Laugh 2 to claim the One Piece. Aside from how it'll play out, the interesting thing about this entire what the matchups is that this kind of already has begun. Blackbeard invaded Amazon Lily, where the Pacifista Seraphims were revealed, and out of nowhere Kobe and Rayleigh show up too. And speaking of the Seraphim, I would love to see Zoro fight Mihawk Jr. at one point in the story. But then only a few chapters after this, we get Blackbeard versus Law.
I'm definitely with that. I'm definitely with Mihawk fighting, or Zoro fighting Mihawk Jr. or S Hawk, right? Which is weird because I don't think Zoro even seen little Mihawk. Like he was on AK, but he's been at the ship the whole time. And so does he even see little Mihawk, right?
And then Luffy versus Lucci, which is a throwback matchup, bringing back any nostalgic past. And I also really think that Kid is going to go out through Eroge, who I believe is the man marked by flames. The crazy thing is, this is only the beginning.
Come on, preach. Come on, preach. Now I know you dropped this video 3 weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure that one chapter that we seen Jaguar saw, and that Will of O'Hara chapter, right? I'm pretty sure that chapter pretty much confirmed Jaguar D Saw to be the man marked by flames. I'm pretty sure it did. Which that chapter had to come out before you dropped this video. Now maybe you recorded this video before that chapter dropped. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know when you actually recorded and edit. Yeah, I don't know. So, you know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But it's pretty much, I want to say implied, heavily implied that Jaguar D Saw is the man marked by flames. I mean, he was in O'Hara when it was burning down, and We know he's at Elbaf. We know Kid is at Elbaf. As of the recent chapter, which again, this video came out before the most recent chapter, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt of that as well. Jaguar D Saw, bro. It's not gonna be a Rouge. Like I don't even get where this. I never got where this idea that a Rouge of all people was the man marked by a flame. Like why? How? He's like people was talking about his tattoos, bro. There's literally candidates of people who are better candidates to be in the or there's literally people who are better candidates to being the man marked by a flame than the Rouge. Like, what would a Rouge know about poneglyphs? Or about the one, like, what would a Rouge know that can lead to Laugh Tale? Cause when we seen Kid talk about, like, when he got that poneglyph, he was like, hey, we gotta go get help from the man marked by a flame. Aruj is trying. I'm pretty sure Aruj, as a supernova, he's trying to find the One Piece as well. So why would he help Kid? I never got this idea of Aruj being the man marked by a flame. It just made zero sense in my opinion. It made zero sense, you know, because of a tattoo. Like I don't get it. Oh shoot, where? I done lost my place.
Invaded Amazon Lily, where the pacifista seraphims will reveal. I also really think that Kid is going to go out through Rouge, who I believe is the man marked by flames. The crazy thing is, this is only the beginning. The revolutionaries are technically already in a war with the world government. Sabo's already clashed with admirals during the Reverie. He's declared war, but now we have Kizaru coming to face the Straw Hats at Egghead.
I'm curious if Preach still believes that Rouge is the man marked by flame. I'm genuinely curious of that. Yeah, because I feel as though that one chapter pretty much confirmed. I don't want to say confirmed, but it damn near confirmed Jaguar D Saw being the man marked by flame. You know,
final saga is going to be,
and it makes sense because he's connected with O'Hara, right? He's connected with O'Hara, who the people, and he has the library of O'Hara, right? Collected, which we know that the people of O'Hara was studying all that voice century stuff, possibly Laugh Tale and One Piece stuff. So if you're going to, who would you think could help you with finding Laugh Tale and learning the secrets of the world? The guy who was burnt, yes, he was burnt, and he has the library of O'Hara, or the guy who is just a supernova and, you know, possibly a Skypean, or I mean, he's one of those sky races, and we have absolutely no idea of what he knows. Like, I don't, and he's not even burnt. He just has a tattoo that could kind of, you know, you could try to force a connection of him being, of that being marked by a flame or something. I don't even get like.
Fast-paced, chaotic, and an unexpected fight could happen at any moment. Remember when there was that old quote going around about how Wano would make Marineford look cute? Well, what if I told you that this statement was actually misinterpreted and it was about the final war during the endgame saga of One Piece instead of Wano? Now, with Oda hinting at characters dying here saying he hopes no one dies in this battle royale, some have already said this is foreshadowing to multiple major deaths, because the war that makes Marineford look like cute filler would of course have some pretty significant deaths. And since the story will be ending, I wouldn't be surprised to see characters like Shanks and Blackbeard die. My biggest issue with Shanks dying is that we've been waiting all these years for Shanks to finally meet Luffy and to have him around in the story, see him in the flesh, and for him to die immediately after we finally get to see him, I think not only is a bad decision, but also just disappointing. That's why I hope that if Oda does choose to kill,
yeah, I gotta disagree with it being disappointing. I gotta disagree with that. I think Shanks dying would make the most sense, because it's like, I don't think Luffy's giving that hat back, bro. And I think he's not gonna give it back because Shanks ain't gonna be there to give it back. You know what I mean? I think the impact of it is way heavier with his death than if he stays alive. You know, I don't think him and Luffy are going to fight. I don't, you know, we already know Blackbeard and Shanks has a history. You know, they have a history, and it's like, I want to see that history culminate to something that impacts the story, right? The For me, if Blackbeard kills Shanks, it will definitely, Blackbeard's stock is going up exponentially, which I think Blackbeard needs something like that, bro. I think if any, because a lot of people be downplaying Blackbeard, like they're like, oh, he ain't that strong. He like, bro, Blackbeard he's end game villain, bro. I don't know if he's gonna be the final villain, but he's gonna be one of the primary final villains. That's what I'm gonna say. And I think Emu could possibly be the last villain. But if it's not Emu, I think it's gonna be Blackbeard. You know what I mean? That's just my thing. And if Blackbeard kills Shanks, bro, like come on now. Come on. Blackbeard kills Shanks. Come on now. What that would do to Luffy's character, bro. As well, it would do more for Luffy and Blackbeard's character than like if Blackbeard or if Shanks don't die.
Kill off Shanks, he does it after giving us plenty of arcs of Shanks' greatness. I'm talking fights, fun pirate parties, and just spending time with Shanks would make his death so much more impactful, but would also pay off the years and years of hype. My big issue with Ace's death is that I didn't really care all that much for him. Not only was
Hold on, did I might have got what he said wrong. Maybe he is a supporter of Shanks dying. I might have missed that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back a little bit just so I could, because I might have just disagree with him for nothing. He might actually be agreeing with me.
here saying he hopes no one dies in this battle royale. Some have already said this is foreshadowing to multiple major deaths, because the war that makes Marineford look like cute filler would of course have some pretty significant deaths. And since the story will be ending, I wouldn't be surprised to see characters like Shanks and Blackbeard die. My biggest issue with Shanks dying is that we've been waiting all these years for Shanks to finally meet Luffy and to have him around in the story, see him in the flesh, and for him to die immediately after we finally get to see him, I think not only is a bad decision but also just disappointing. That's why I hope that if Oda does choose to kill off Shanks, he does it after giving us plenty of arcs of Shanks' greatness. I'm talking fights, fun pirate parties, and just spending time with Shanks would make his death so much more impactful, but would also pay off the years and years of hype.
Okay, I see where he's going with it. I see where I take what I said back. It's not that he disagree with Shanks dying. He just it's how it happens, right? Like, and I could kind of agree with that. Like, maybe we should get some more Shanks stuff before having Shanks die, right? Like, I think that would maybe make sense. You know what I mean? Like, maybe give us an arc where we get to hang with Shanks, or we get some, maybe not like we're not like a full arc where we're hanging with him, but like have some chapters where we get to hang with him within the arc. I think that would be pretty dope, right? But yeah, it does sound like he's still on board with the idea of Shanks dying. It's just he doesn't want Shanks to die without us actually getting to know Shanks more and getting to hang with Shanks a little bit more, which I could kind of agree with that. But I believe it would be better for, like, when Luffy finally does meet Shanks, Shanks is indeed dying, because it's like it would make it to where Luffy does not get to fulfill that promise of giving the hat back, you know.
My big issue with Ace's death is that I didn't really care all that much for him. Not only was I spoiled for it, but I also didn't feel for him since we barely spent any time with him in the story. I also think that Law has...
I definitely agree with that. I don't get like I never understood why people were so sad with Ace's death, because I was like, bro, I hardly know this guy. Like yeah, we got to hang with him a little bit in Alabasta, but it's like I'm not connected with Ace. You know what I mean? But when we got to Wano though, and they started fleshing out Ace a little bit more, then his death actually kind of had like a more delayed effect, because it's like man, dang, Ace done died. If anything, when Ace died, I wasn't sad because Ace died. I was more sad for Luffy, because Luffy was hurt. So his death did hit me, but it was more because of how it hit Luffy, because the guy that I was connected with, being Luffy, he was hurt, and to see him crushed in that manner, it hurt, you know what I'm saying? But Ace didn't really care that much, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It was sad. I'm not saying it wasn't sad, but it didn't hit me as hard, right? Like honestly, like I'll be real with you guys. I Pedro's death probably, like when Pedro died, that, and I know a lot of people didn't believe Pedro died, but I didn't think Oda was going to do that with Pedro. I thought Pedro's death was pretty clear, right? So when Pedro died, I actually was more connected with Pedro when he died than I was connected with Ace when Ace died. So Pedro's death actually hit me a little harder than Ace's death. Just being honest.
Way too many death flags. I mean, he literally has death spelled out on his hand. He's the surgeon of death, and his devil fruit is known for the immortality surgery that does kill the user. But then we also have to ask, what Straw Hats, if any, will die? I really think that Usopp could. It would be sad, but he has talked about going out like a G and finally proving that he's not a coward. And quite frankly, he has not done enough of this to prove that during the post time skip. I don't want Usopp to die, but I could see
I think I reacted to a theory about, or I don't remember, maybe I didn't do a reaction, but I've actually said I think if Usopp died, like that could actually help him along with his dream of being a brave warrior to see. Because a lot of time when we look at like great warriors, the bravest of warriors, usually they die, right? Usually they died in some epic way, and you know then they're memorialized. And I feel with Usopp, if he died like really going all out, fighting somebody, being like super brave, he died achieving his dream, bro. Like that would do, I think that would really boost Usopp's character, in my opinion, you know.
Oda doing it, especially if we're going to continue with the Elbafian Valhalla inspirations. Another character that has been speculated to die for a while is the main character himself, Monkey D. Luffy. I could see Luffy dying to save the world, liberating and fulfilling the will of the D-Clan. But the problem here is that I can live with Usopp dying, but I really hope Luffy does not die. I just don't know what I would think about One Piece ending, and no.
I think Luffy might die, but not in this way. Right, like I think Luffy might die like Goldie Roger. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Luffy's going to die in the middle of a war. I think Luffy, because one thing we know about Luffy is Luffy has been through a lot, right? A lot of stuff that has shortened his life, supposedly, right? Like stuff that, like back when he started Gear 2, Rob Lucci said, look, that gear shortens your life. Like the stress you're putting on your body is shortening your life. So if you could take that logic and spread them on all the gears, right? Gear 2, I don't know about Gear 3. Gear 3 don't seem like it really messes up his body like that. But Gear 4, right? Gear 4 seemed like it was taxing. Gear 5 seemed like it's taxing. Like the man almost like ran out of energy and died in the middle of fighting. Then he restarted his heart again, right? So, and then after he leaves Gear 5, he's like an old man, right? Like, what is that doing to his body? As well as being poisoned so many times, you know, and then the Ivankov, his hormones, Ivankov even said, Luffy, like, this is going to shorten your life. So you look at all these little things that Luffy been through that was stated to shorten his life. I could see at the end of the series, Luffy arriving at the end of his lifespan, and then he goes out by like turning himself into the world government at the time, right? Like maybe the world government is new and they're reformed. Maybe Kobe is like an admiral or something, and Luffy turns himself up to Kobe, which would be pretty poetic. It would mirror like Goldie Roger in Garp, you know, Kobe and Luffy, you know. Like, I've literally had a lot of this stuff planned out in my head, like a lot of this fan canon, right? So I think something along that line would be very poetic, right? In mirroring Roger and Garp, you know.
knowing that Luffy can't live freely enjoying his life and title of the Pirate King. But let me know in the comments, what characters do you think will die by the end of the series? When it comes to the live action, I'll be honest, I'm interested in the live action Netflix series, but it's not something that I've been paying too much attention to. Sure, I'll definitely check it out when it does drop, and I hope it's great. I hope it gets more people into One Piece, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. But what I really am excited to see is how much they lean into the pirate aesthetic of One Piece. And I really want to see the fishmen and how they pull off Arlong Park. It could be great. In fact, it should be great, especially with that budget, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I do wonder though how the Straw Hats are going to be.
I will say this though, it does really seem like they're putting a lot of effort into this live action. I hope it succeeds. Like, don't, what I said earlier, like, I'm not a big fan of live action interpretations of anime, but I really do hope this succeed, man, because at the end of the day, if it succeeds, it makes it helps the series. You know, it could bring in new fans and everything. So I do really hope it succeeds, but it's just I'm not that optimistic when it comes to live actions.
Be portrayed, and my biggest concern is the humor, because One Piece does tend to have a very distinct goofy feeling, so I wonder if they will stray from this and move towards a more serious note with Luffy and his personality, or will they attempt to capture the essence of One Piece? Now for the card game, I haven't had these kind of trading cards since I was like 8 years old when I had Pokemon cards, but I do think it could be a cool addition to the One Piece merch line, but you guys let me know if these are even worth purchasing. Moving on to the new video game, One Piece Odyssey, the only One Piece games I've ever played.
All right, I think he's pretty much wrapping up. Make sure I'm going to give Preach a like. Yes, sir. All right, so yeah, I could see a free for all type thing happening. I don't think it's going to be like a tournament per se. I don't see like another tournament for the One Piece. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's just going to be like, and I don't think it's going to be at Elbaf. I think it's going to be maybe at Roadstar Island or Lodestar Island or not Elbaf, Laugh-Tale possibly. You know, or maybe not at Laugh-Tale, but somewhere where it's like, you know, near Laugh-Tale. It's like all the guys that got all the poneglyphs and are very close to finding Laugh-Tale. All of them kind of like intercept each other, maybe getting close to Laugh-Tale or Lodestar Island will make sense. You know what I'm saying? So they all meet, and then it's like, maybe not all meet, but maybe we get some interceptions, right? Where it's like Blackbeard intercepts Shanks and Kid intercepts Law or whatever. And then it's just like a bunch of different one-on-ones, right? Maybe Blackbeard intercepts Shanks and kills Shanks, and then Luffy arrives at that location, and then he meets Shanks dying or whatever. I don't think it's going to be an Elbaf, though. I think it's going to be getting closer to Laugh-Tale. I think there will be a major war as well. That's going to be more of a pirates versus world government type thing. Yeah. Could people die? I think it's very. I think it would be wise for Oda to really start pulling the trigger on some important character deaths, especially since we're entering the final stretch of this series. I think it would be wise to start making some key characters actually get offed, right? You know, I know Oda's not a big fan of killing characters off, but we're nearing the end of the series, and I think some important character deaths I think they could impact the story in a positive way, you know, as far as making the stakes higher, as far as helping some other characters develop as far as their character and their motivations and stuff. So I think that would be smart in my opinion. You know, I've stated I think Shanks could die, or I think he will die. I think Mihawk could die. I think Luffy could die at the end of the series, kind of in a way that mirrors Goldie Roger. Law and Kid, I'm not too sure, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. You know, I wouldn't be against it if it happens. Usopp, I think, could die as well. Die a brave warrior of the sea. But yeah, you know, maybe Zoro or Sanji. I mean, I don't know. That one's hard to call. That was hard to call right there. But yeah, y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know who y'all think could potentially die. What do y'all think about the whole free for all and everything? Y'all let me know. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much the video at hand. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong, what I missed. Let me know down in the comments. Also, follow me on Twitch so you can engage with me in real time, live. And if you want to get at me directly, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and join the Discord. I'm usually the most active in the Discord, so that is probably going to be the best place to reach out to me. And if you want to send me content, the Discord, right? I have a channel for you guys to send me content to. And if you want to be part of a future discussion stream, a future discussion stream, make sure you guys are part of the Discord. All of these will be in the description box below, as well as the link to Marshall D. Preach's video that we just watched, so you guys could go show him some love and let him know what you thought about his theory. But anyway, y'all, that is pretty much all I got. It's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Peace.